Yes, ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to act.
And I'm done. My kids are out. I got 4 daughters, and they're out of the public school system. And I ask you, if you care about your kids, if you care about your children, if you care about your grandchildren, pull them out of the public school system. Because this is trash.
Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. I come bearing a Christmas gift. Finally, some brave and courageous parents took the ultimate decision of pulling their children out of public school in protest and opposition of the indoctrination of their children, of the sexualization of their children, in protest and opposition of a propaganda campaign that has generated nothing but confusion amongst their children about their gender identities and sexual orientation. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, some brave and great parents stood up and said, enough is enough. This ends right here. This ends today. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy, I am so joyful, because this is what I've been calling for in my videos. This is what I've been advocating for, because this is the language that the left understands. The language of power, of strength, of fire. That's the language they understand best. And those parents gave it to them. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for action. And I hope that this is a turning point, a starting point. I hope that this is not limited to Indiana, in that school district in Indiana, but rather that this spreads across the country, sweeps the nation. Let those parents get out there. Get those angry parents out there to protect their children, to protect tomorrow's future, the future of the nation that is, ladies and gentlemen. Stand up for your children and protect them. That is your duty. God is watching you. This propaganda campaign seeks to diminish God, eliminate Jesus out of the public school in favor of what? In favor of some neo-modern, liberal, sexual, perverted ideas. Enough is enough. We are no longer going to yield to the left nor cave to their demands. We are not going to yield to a tiny minority, to a 2% of the population. We are not going to please a 2% of the population over 98% of the population. We are not going to sit down while you are destroying the nation, destroying our children, destroying our tomorrow, to please some adults' perverted ideas. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally happening. This headline reads, parents walk out of public meeting in protest over transgender bathroom policy. Scrolling downwards, parents from the Manchester, Indiana Public School District walked out of a school meeting focused on gender identity after being barred from discussing a transgender bathroom policy. So they were even barred from even discussing the policy, from merely talking about it, from merely talking about a policy that is affecting their children. What kind of communist state is that? Barring people from taking into their own hands matters that impacts their children. What kind of a Nazi state are we living in, ladies and gentlemen? During the meeting, the parents attempted to voice their concerns about the policy that permits biological boys who claim to identify as girls to use the girls' bathroom in the Manchester Elementary School. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there's a tweet with a video attached to it. I think one of the parents, most likely, recorded it and uploaded it on Twitter. Breaking: parents walk out in protest of transgender school policy in North Manchester, Indiana. Parents pull children out of the school district. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is happening.
I asked to speak at the December 10th meeting, and I was shut down by Grimaud. She lectured us for 3 minutes on the bathroom policy on December 10th, but she would not allow me to address, she would not allow anyone to address the public at a public meeting about the bathroom policy. We were shut down last week, and now we have to sit through this trash, lecturing us, stupid parents and stupid adults, that we don't know what male and female is.
Right.
This is trash, and this is what's being taught in our public school system. And I'm done. My kids are out. I got 4 daughters, and they're out of the public school system. And I ask you, if you care about your kids, if you care about your children, if you care about your grandchildren, pull them out of the public school system. Because this is trash. It is trash. It's toxic. And it is ungodly. And it should not be taught in our public school system.
No.
So I've had enough. Take them somewhere else. Homeschool your kids. Take them to Northfield. Take them to another school system that is not going to teach your kids this trash. Because that's what it is. It is trash.
It's male and female.
It's male and female. It is scientific. And this is confusing our kids. And we cannot affirm this behavior in our school system. It's going to lead to abuse. It's going to lead to pedophilia, and that's what's coming down the road. And I'm not going to stand there and be lectured by some woman telling me that there's 165 genders, because it's not true. If that's the case, then why do we have 165 bathrooms?
Amen.
Where's the doctor at to verify this? They're saying that the doctors are wrong. Why don't they bring a doctor in here and call them wrong to their face? They're the ones that went out there and paid thousands upon thousands of dollars to get their license to tell us what we are.
So here's what we're going to do, okay? I'm pulling my kids out. That's enough. Until this school system wants to...
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen. What a delightful Christmas gift that is. This is part 2 of the video. Might as well watch it.
Okay.
Why not? Here we go.
I'm pulling my kids out. That's enough. Until this school system wants to get their heads screwed on straight and actually protect our children, my kids are out. And I ask you to do the same thing.
Yes.
Please stay connected on Facebook. This is not over. There's 2 state representatives here tonight. Representative Wilkins, and I think our Senator Zay was here as well. We're not quitting. This isn't over. Okay, we need to protect our children, and this is not protecting our kids.
No.
There's a bunch of parents that cannot pull their kids out of public school, so we've got to come together as a community and help protect these kids from this trash. And that's what that is. That I'm not going to sit through that and be taught that. And I am sure as hell not going to let my kids sit in a classroom and be taught that you can be whatever you want to be whatever gender you want to be whatever sex you want to be. It is outrageous, and shame on this school board, shame on Superintendent Grimaud, shame on them. Let's vote them out.
This is why I think.
Let's vote them out. Let's vote them out. Let's vote them out. So listen, stay connected on Facebook. My website is protectingourchildren.net. And we are going to unite, and we're going to come together and protect our kids from this insanity. Because that's what this is. Absolute insanity. And we're done with it. There's other schools that are dealing with this right now. I say, hey, it sounds like they're a mess up there. They don't know what to do. What about when people come into our sporting events? What about overnight stays? Are we letting boys and girls sleep together because someone identifies as a girl? He can just sleep in the girls' cabin?
Hey, tell them what happened when you first talked to Grimaud and you first talked to
When I first called Grimaud, when I first talked to Chorus, I said, hey, what if a teacher changes his identity and identifies as a female? Over the summer, he does a transition, whatever lingo you want to say, a man transitioning into a woman. What's going to happen? I asked them specifically, both on the phone. I said, what's going to happen? I said, can this man that's now transitioned to be a woman use the little girl's bathroom? And they just said, I know, Nate. I know. I know, Nate. I know. It's
That's
ridiculous.
exactly what happens. Somebody overnight just so happens decide to transition, and all of a sudden that individual with a penis is permitted into your girls' bathrooms. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, who is to say nothing pedophilic will be going on? Well, I guess, they don't even care about that, because now they're trying to normalize pedophilia and classify it as a sexual orientation. Legally speaking, that is extremely dangerous, and I have reported on this topic, because sexual orientation in the United States is a legally protected class, protected by the law. So if you classify pedophiles as a sexual orientation, then you're protecting them as well. For what? So they can, yeah, assault your children? Hmm? Tell me. I mean, I understand, if you have boys, it's easier for you than if you happen to have daughters, if you happen to have girls. Who is to protect them? Or even boys, I mean, if they're young enough, I mean, who is to protect them as well? Not to be hypocritical or have a double standard. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you should be doing, acting to protect your children. Action, power, and strength, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you ought to do to protect the future of tomorrow, the nation. That is what every single parent ought to do. That is your duty. God is watching you. You should do what's in the best interest of your own children. Don't care about conformity. Don't care about being a minority voice in there. Stand up. It only takes one or two or three individuals to stand up, and everyone else will follow suit. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to act.